The following program is rated GE. It is suitable for general family viewing.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the broadcast tonight. Coming up in today's news, these are the highlights. Relax. This is TECH47, where keeping up with tech is made simple. I am David Ochola, and in today's episode, we'll talk about something different, something very interesting, yeah? So when it comes to getting news to you, there's a lot of tech involved. By the time the anchor is sitting down to read the news to you like this, it takes a lot of tech. And that's what we'll talk about, what it technically takes to get news to you. That's coming up tonight.
Technology, like in any other field, is a key driver in the media industry, and in the news gathering process to be specific. As a viewer, all you see is a news anchor on air telling the day's stories, but behind the scenes is where the magic really happens. News gathering is a long and tedious process. It starts from when the reporter gets stories assigned to them and then are sent out to get the stories. This is where tech first comes in. There are various pieces of equipment we use here to get the story to you, including cameras, tripods, and lights. These cameras are what are used to record stories on the ground. The sound is recorded using either dynamic microphones or lavalier microphones at this stage. Once the reporters in the field are done with getting the stories, they will come back and sit on the editing bench. On arrival, the editor edits your script, and then the reporter is given the go-ahead to voice the script. Sound is recorded using a combination between hardware and software. Swiftly moving to the studio part of it, this is also an interesting part of getting news to you. Typically, the news anchor will get mic'd up as we say it. The microphone he or she uses feeds sound into appropriate channels, which we will talk about later on in the show. And then the talkback system allows the producer or the director of the show to give them back instructions or to give them instructions throughout the show. Which brings us to the TriCaster. The TriCaster is a system that allows 3 cameras to be used during a production that could either be live or recorded. Using a 3-camera setup, you as a viewer is able to see the studio from different angles, making things interesting throughout the show. One of the cameras has what is called a teleprompter. This is what allows the anchor to read off a script without making it too obvious that they actually are. Once the script is fed into the prompter, there's someone who controls how fast it rolls, making it easier for the news anchor to read. Though there are some prompters that allow the anchor to change the pace for themselves. The camera person also has to have a communication channel with the producer or director as well as a gallery, which we will talk about at a later stage during the show. To briefly touch on lighting, this is a modern studio which is equipped with the latest LED panels as a main source of lighting. Now, all this is just one end of what happens when we are bringing news to you. It gets more interesting.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we start from this place. This is called the gallery. And we're not talking about a photo gallery. This is a technical gallery. And we have someone here who will explain to us what goes on here and what is it with all the screens. What are we talking about? So, welcome to the episode.
Thank you.
Tell us who you are and what you do.
My name is Emmanuel, and I'm a technical operator within this gallery. You can use control room as the other name, so that people don't focus on the gallery of the phone.
Yeah.
So we have the video machine, the video production machine, and the audio production machine. I'll show you later on. Then you have also the graphics, the overlays machine. So now this is the main one. This is where all the cameras in the studio, whether in the studio or outside, assuming that those people who are doing the OB, also broadcast, it will come here via wireless, that is through live view and other wireless devices that transport video. And then the cameras also in the studio, so that you're able to switch in between those cameras using this control surface. If you look here, we have 1 up to 8. Then if you go to page 2, you have 9 up to 16. Then page 3, we have 21 up to 32, which means this can input 32 cameras.
Okay.
8 physical and the rest are virtual, just to minimize on the cabling and other stuff.
Okay, by virtual you mean wireless cameras connected to it?
Wireless cameras connected to it through what we call NDI, Network Device Interface.
Okay.
So right now, the technology keeps on expanding. You will find that the cameras that are being produced right now, they have the Ethernet cable, they can use Wi-Fi, they have what you call NDI. So when you have that camera, you don't need cables to be able to access this stuff. You don't need cables. All you need to do is just have a stable internet, then your camera, you connect it to this one. You can source it anywhere here. For example, if you look at my inputs, I'm able to source in anything, whether it's a camera. If it's on, and then it's on the same network with this machine, then I'll be able to see it there. Then I input the camera, then I'm able to mix it and do whatever I want with it. Yes.
So essentially, this is a digital visual mixer.
This is a digital visual mixer. Actually, it's combined. It's not just a visual mixer. It does graphics, the overlays, the sound also. It's independent. You can use this machine alone for complete TV production, complete standalone.
Okay.
Without needing camera person, without needing sound person.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
just
interesting.
standalone. Yeah.
So why do we need someone to be on the other end of the camera, for example?
For the reason why we need someone to be on the other end of the camera, you see, for example, when the camera goes off, maybe the battery is low, this machine can't power on the camera. It cannot.
Yeah.
When let's say the cable twists a little, this machine can't undo that. Yeah. So you need someone physical there to operate the camera and fix the cable. Yeah.
There's something you mentioned about this being the hardware and this being the software.
Yes.
Would you explain that to me?
So when you don't have this machine here, assuming, let me unplug the power cable, you see it's off.
Yeah.
It doesn't limit us from using this one. We have the software part of it. Now I'll use the mouse or this keyboard here. This is a normal keyboard, but I'll be able to use it there. For example, if I have to preview camera 1, I'll press 1. Then if you look at the main screen, you're able to see camera 1 is on preview. Yeah. If I want to put it on program, I'll press F1. Okay. F1 is the program, 1 is the preview. F2 is a program, 1 is a preview, among other.
So essentially what you're telling me is this is a software which does not necessarily need this.
It doesn't necessarily need this, but sometimes this one becomes important when you are, because it has 1001 functions.
Yeah.
Assuming you are importing stories from another machine or from another network, the window will be open here. For example, like this window. When this window is open, you're not able to operate using this keyboard. This keyboard becomes redundant. Now, that's where this comes in. So let me just power it on again and again. So it will take time, like a few seconds, not less than a minute. Then it will be connected again to this main system.
And then this is just a normal monitor.
This is a normal monitor. This is just a normal TV monitor.
Yeah.
Where, so we took it a big screen like this so that you can see all the inputs, everything, all the functions conveniently.
Yeah. While we're at it, there's something very interesting. Yeah. Before we move on even to sound. You're wearing headphones, right?
Yes.
What are those for, and who are you talking to?
So,
in a typical production.
These are not just headphones, but it's called a talkback system.
Okay.
A talkback system. This wire is a wireless. This wire I communicate with the camera people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hapo iko sawa? Okay.
I can tell the camera person, okay, look here, the visual markers, I need shot A, B, C, D, I need a close-up, I need a wide shot, I need an establishment shot. I'll be able to get through this talk back. Your camera is off, your camera is out of focus, all the communication with the camera people, I'll use this talk back.
Yeah.
Now to the anchor, the talk back is different, it's on different line.
Okay.
That's where this microphone comes in.
Okay.
So I'll be able to communicate with the anchor using this microphone.
Yeah, I can hear you quite well. Yeah, I can also see the prompter clearly. And I can also confirm that the story that you've queued on the prompter, and it is the story that we're starting with, is about blue economy. I have the backup scripts with me.
So this is why I communicate with the anchor. Yes. This is why I communicate with the camera persons. Yeah. Two different channels, so that you don't confuse the other. Yeah.
Behind you there are many screens, there's a number of screens. Would you tell us, we'd like to know, what do these screens do and what are they for you?
So they're supposed to be many, but I'm using 4 for now. The screen that is here right now, if you look, the immediate screen here is directly connected to this machine. That's where I monitor the program out. Not on air, out. Whatever I'm sending out on this screen. Then again, it's multi-purpose. I can decide to use it for the program out. Let me change output for the program. You see that's the camera that's on the program. Assuming I was assuming this machine was live, that's what will be on air. If I change, you see whatever I'm changing is there. Yeah. Then this screen here. Now this is the program that is on air. Whatever people are watching at home, be it in Nairobi, Mombasa, whatever people are watching at home, it's here. So if someone says, if this screen doesn't have sound, whoever is watching at home doesn't have sound also.
Yes.
It's a monitor for everything. If this screen is black, whoever is at home is seeing black.
Yeah.
So whatever that is here is whatever that is being seen at home. Then there's this other screen here. This is where we monitor our competitors. You know, when you are in competition, you need to see what your competitor is doing so that you can beat him. Yeah, this is where we monitor our competitors from. So I'll be able to see channel ABCD is doing this or doing that or doing this. This particular channel started news early or late. So we just monitor whatever they're doing. Yeah. So this room needs so many screens, but then again, I try to minimize them because of we are also on digital, so you need to work digitally. Yeah. So it does everything. This production machine, everything is combined in this machine. It's purely digital, fully functional digital. It's one of the most sophisticated video production mixers around the globe.
Yeah. Having seen the much that it does, this should be very interesting.
Whatever I've told you is just an eighth of
What you do here.
this machine. It does 1,001 functions. It does 1,001 functions.
And that's very interesting. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to our first break. On the other end of the break, we'll talk about the sound end of it. And there are 1,001 things, hopefully, that he was talking about. Maybe, you never know. Be sure to stay tuned in, because this is a very interesting one. This is TECH47. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to TECH47. Just before the break, we were talking about the technical aspects of production and what it takes to get news to you from a technical perspective. So we are back with Emmanuel, and he'll be talking to us about now the audio end of it. That's what we'll talk about on this end of the show. Welcome back. So Emmanuel,
Yes, sir.
where are we again?
So talk of the audio. Remember, our system also has audio.
Yes.
I told you it's independent. If you look here, actually it's digital audio. It can input 8 channels on one input.
On one input.
Yeah, It's more than stereo.
Okay.
There's a name we use for that particular channel. You see, they are here.
Yeah.
The channels are here. The audio, you can route them to whatever you want them to, or you can make them work the way you want them to work.
Okay.
Assuming you want the anchors or the host's voice to only be active when he or she is on screen, you can set it that way. When he is off, it will go off automatically. When he's on screen, it will go on automatically.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
Yeah. Then finally, before I take you to the other audio, we have what we call the hotspots in this machine. The hotspots, when you configure them on a green screen, then whoever is reading the news or hosting the show can operate this machine without anyone inside here.
Oh, really? How is that possible?
So you will configure the hotspots using gestures. When this person says, like here, it will play.
Okay.
So when this person points here, the hotspot will detect it needs to play the video on the machine, it will play.
Yeah.
When you do this, it will stop. When you want this, the overlay will come on. This, it will come off. So you configure using the gestures around your body.
Yeah.
Now that's how far this thing can go.
Yeah.
I told you it's 1001.
Yeah.
So those are the hotspots on this one. So you can run a TV station with 2 people or 1 person alone.
Yeah. If at all you have access to this.
The same person is the one hosting the show. He'll go for the break. The machine will go for the break. It's an automation machine. Yeah. You see, these are TF5 Yamaha sound audio console. It's digital, by the way, very digital, just like that machine. It can distort sound. Everything about sound is here. So the good thing with this thing, or the different thing about it, unlike analog audio consoles or mixers, where you have to do the buttons manually, this one is different. You create a scene, just observe here, you see what happens. You create a scene, and then those buttons just once.
Yeah.
So if this particular show, I have Wachola and Emmanuel, I know our voices audio levels. I'll be able to set our audio level, assuming I'm using input number 27 or input number 4 or whatever, then I save it. Even if I switch it off, come back on again, I recall the scene that I saved this profile, it will automatically go whatever, the way you set it. You see? Then it has so many outputs here. So many outputs. So, all the studios that we have around, I can send audio there differently without mixing the other one. These are the inputs from whether you have the instruments like the guitars, the drum sets, the microphones, all of them they put here. Then you are able to select them on this panel. You understand? This is a touch screen. So you can create your scene, then save it with your name. Assuming you are 4 or 5 on the working on the same different ships, everyone has a different scene for this particular console. So I'll just come in the afternoon when you still have remaining 2 minutes to time. I just recall my scene, then I'm good to go. So briefly, that's just 1% of this audio console, what it does. So that's it.
Yeah. Thank you. And now that you've already talked to us about the master control room, that is exactly where we're heading. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay.
All right. So we are here in what is called the master control room, and welcome to the show. Tell us who you are and what you do.
Thank you for having me. My name is Mother Wanjiru Wangari. I work here as traffic controller.
Okay. So tell us what happens here, because I know you work with the guys in the gallery. Yeah.
As you have said, this is called the main control room or master control room. What we do, we have the whole program of a day. So we prepare it like The one for today, we prepared it yesterday. We have everything, but the part that we control is when we have, like in case we have a live event, we need to exchange with the gallery guys. Then when they are done, then we come back to the other side and we continue with the playlist.
Okay. What I'm not getting is how you work with them. What do you do here? Like say for example, there's news going on. So how do you work with them to kind of make that happen, especially from a technical angle? Because I see on this computer kuna vitu mingi zinaendelea. What is this and how does it work?
We have to control time.
Okay.
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Because when it's time for news, we have to alert them. They tell us now we are ready, and that's when we run the clock, and then we switch to them. We use softwares. We have Synergy, Air Pro, where we edit, and we have the pre-recorded programs.
Yeah.
Then we have over here we have the Synergy Live.
Okay.
This is where we switch.
Okay. Between the whatever is going on and the commercials, for example.
Then when they are done, then again we use the phone, we communicate, and then we take from them, and then we continue.
Okay. So there's a couple of monitors here. Tell me what does what and what you use for what.
Over here we have, these are normal TVs, like the one viewers use at home. We need to have several of them so that we can display, we can see how different service providers are displaying our signals out there. Yes. Then when it comes to these computers, this is where we use the software that I have said. Here we have the playlist editor. Here we have the Air Pro, then Synergy. When after we prepare, this is where we prepare the playlist. Then we put it here in the Air Pro so that it can be kind of automation.
Okay, so essentially this automates everything for you.
Yes.
Okay, and how about the big screen?
The big screen, this is where we have the switches. Like right now, we have the show that is going on. It's live on the other side.
Okay.
So when it's time to switch, I'll just come here, we communicate, then I just switch and we continue with the automation.
So you communicate on phone,
yeah,
for example?
Yeah, we use phones. Yeah.
And then now you're the one to switch from there?
Yes.
Okay. So that plus this, and then after this, now it's transmitted outside?
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much for your time.
You are welcome.
All right. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the end of another episode of TECH47. I hope you found this fun and informative. If you did, be sure to tune in next week, same time, same place. And remember, if you don't see it on TECH47, then it technically did not happen.